What's the stupidest question anyone has ever asked you? Not me, but my wife. She's an optician. 24-year-old client comes back 4 days after getting her first pair of glasses. Says when she takes them off her vision is blurry. I thought these were going to make my eyes better? Someone asking if I was named after the Amazon Alexa when I was born over a decade before it. Credit card company. Can you please provide evidence that you did not receive those golf clubs? What should I give you? A photograph of an empty corner in my house? An image of me looking embarrassed on a driving range? What are you doing? Asked to me by a police officer as I was walking my dog around the block. I swear if I hadn't been drinking I would have got stupid back with him, but I just looked at him, looked at my dog, and held the leash up. I will just share when I asked when I was like 8 my dad turned without his turn signal and I asked how he did it. I thought the turn signal told the vehicle you were turning, not those around you. I also heard a friend in 5th grade who forgot his lunch money asked the teacher if his dad could just fax them 10. He thought a fax was teleporting the paper to another location. Was my boyfriend lying when he said standing up made all the sperm fall out, or am I pregnant? Folks, twins at 15. Not me, but my husband. At his Whateverth high school reunion, one of his old friends asked him, "So you never got over that back thing?" He had broken his back at 13, and over the course of the next 23 years he had several back operations. He didn't walk out of the last one. He attended the reunion in a wheelchair. Can vegetarians eat animal crackers? Still cracks me up. Bill collector after my dad died. Hi, I need to speak to dad's name me. Sorry, but he died, so you can't talk to him, Bill collector. I can call back at a later time. Will you give him a message? Me. He's dead, Bill collector. Will you have him call me back since says number? Are you fishing? While I was standing there with a rod in my hands actively reeling in and 2 more set up in front of me. I didn't even know how to respond. Later I realized I should have said no, we're filming a movie and you're ruining the shot. I was by myself. I'm an older woman 60. After I had to retire, because of health reasons, I started wearing my hair royal purple. No job I ever had would allow it. They all said it was unprofessional. One day, after I had it freshly dyed, I was in the grocery store. An older than me couple stopped me in an aisle and asked me what happened to my hair. I'm a smartass. Always have been. The only response I could think of was, I fell in the paint bucket. They were not amused, but I laughed my way up the aisle and continued my shopping. A woman at a work night out, at an open-air BBQ, who worked in our HR department and was very attractive, was seated at a table with myself and some friends, and a dog wandered over, smelling the food. Obviously, it was a basset hound-type dog. And it was obviously after having a litter of pups recently with all the really obvious signs of feeding them. So I called the dog over and offered a bit of chicken and said, "Good girl. How are you? Your pups will be getting a bit of chicken too." When the HR lady said, "How can you tell it's a female dog? And it's had pups?" Our engineer, who was very drunk, said, "Because it has teats on its tits." And she said, "Wait, dogs feed pups with their tits?" And he said, "Yeah, how else would she feed them?" And the HR lady said, "With a bottle like humans do." I said, "Dogs are like cows, they have teats that the pups drink the milk from, same as human babies do." And she grasped hers and said, "No, we use bottles." When are you due? I'm not, I'm just fat. How do you spell HDMI? Does everything you see have a yellow tint? Asked by a white guy to my biracial Asian self, and he immediately slapped himself for asking. I grew up on a farm in Nebraska. In 2012 I was in SoCal and was asked by a college-educated adult if I had to watch out for Indian warriors growing up. Are you a dwarf? I am 56. The person asking was 510. Had a girlfriend that wanted to return a new television because she didn't like the shows it had on it. Had a guy say to me, "I know there's typing race car games, math race games, and stuff like that. But what do people do in real life, regular races, like NASCAR?" He couldn't comprehend the fact that you don't have to type stuff or do math or complete some sort of task to move the car, you literally just race. What an absolute dumbass. I have twins, a boy and a girl. My daughter looks like me, my son looks like his father. You would be amazed at how many people used to ask me if they were identical, even into the school years. Eventually, I just started saying yes. Patient with hemorrhoids brought back the RX sample suppositories and told me they didn't work. I am not lying, he said I might as well shove them up my ass for all the good they did me. Do you work here? As I'm standing next to the pallet of boxes while stocking and wearing my bright-ass Walmart vest. I asked my Caucasian ass, but what if I am Latino? Every time I fill out paperwork. When someone found out I'm vegetarian, he got very excited. because it seemed like you wanted to ask if for a long time. If you were driving in your car and hit and killed a pheasant, would you then take it home and eat it? It was so strange and specific, I was completely dumbfounded. I don't even think that would be legal in my country. And I also don't think most people who eat meat would take it home. Most people wouldn't even know how to prepare it. I just had so many questions.